It's another week in the For Your Reference household, and it's another edition in our interview series, OT.
Ooh.
I had the opportunity to interview director Tearepa Kahi as well as activist, leader, artist Tame on the film MURU. It is currently in Australian cinemas right now. It got a lot of love and lauding and accolades at the Toronto International Film Festival. It also has been submitted for the New Zealand entry for Best International Film at the 2023 Academy Awards, and it also was recently announced of winning the Asia Pacific Cultural Diversity Award.
Nice.
Oh, how did you feel about the film and the interview, OT?
Loved the film. I think the interview just shed some much needed light on the general sort of conversation. It was just really good hearing you discuss it with them, and I think it just was such a really smooth flowing interview. Well done on that, man.
Thank you so much. There was definitely a lot to dissect, and we're absolutely a small but albeit robust team in the For Your Reference household. Strongly encourage you guys to check out the film if you haven't already. We also have the video interview on YouTube, and please enjoy the audio interview. Love yous. First off, I want to say Tearepa as well as Tame and all of the crew that are involved in the MURU film, congratulations. Welcome to the For Your Reference podcast, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you. Kia ora.
And also just the tag for all of our Australian friends and lovers, MURU is now showing in Australian cinemas. I'm very excited to talk about the film. Obviously, there are scenes that I'm not going to take away from the experience, but there's definitely some themes and some burning sort of questions that I have. But I guess before getting started, I would love to acknowledge the lands that you come from. We talk about film, and it's more than the characters. It's about real human, and especially for you, Tame, experiences. So I would love to know where you were raised and where you were nurtured.
Yeah, so well, thank you for that. I mean, it was a big decision really to share the story, and really, I mean, the good thing about it, I already have a relationship with Tearepa through his dad and also his father-in-law Tuku. And make it a hell of a lot easier for me to be able to have this conversation and to share the story and the experiences. And I mean, I totally believe that there need to be something. We need to make it. We didn't have to wait for 100 years to have it made. And so part of the film is still fresh in the minds of the people working with the people in the village and in the Ruatoki and in Waimana, and and I think it's really good for all of us too. It's really good for the village too to be able to be part and parcel of it. And it's a healing process. Some people are still going through it, and in some, there was some really concern. We did have a discussion about that, and how would that. Making this film, and how would that affect our community, and making it in the village where it happens. And it didn't just happen in 2007, it actually happened along 1916. In fact, it happened in the 1860s. The invasion of the nation of Tuhoia, of the Urewera, during that period of time, and continued through there to 1916 and right up to not very long ago. So it's a big move. And I'm really happy that Tearepa was able to have this cordial and conversation with me and with us, and let's do it.
Where was Tame brought up? When you watch the film, that's not just his backyard, but that's the blanket of his ancestors and of his grandparents where he was brought up. So we're not shooting a film on some West Auckland warehouse set where we're in the backyard, we're in the heart of Ruatoki and the heart of Tūhoe. And it was a beautiful thing.
Something that I love a lot, and when we talk about world cinema, it's all about Indigenous storytelling. It's not just let's talk about it, it's let's get the people that know what they're talking about talk about it.
Yeah.
Can we talk about it? We need to talk about it. And something that I love so much about MURU is there's a lot of hard to talk about content. There's also a lot of themes, especially Maori to Maori as well. And it could only be done with the care and with the love of Native people. And that's what I absolutely love about it. And, you talk about MURU potentially being interpreted as forgive. And I love the care and, just being able to contribute to Indigenous storytelling and being like, hey, we're here. This is for everyone, but it's going to hit differently for us.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Yeah, no, that is the most important aspect of this, is how do we take control of our own narratives and how do we bring them to our own communities? We were in Toronto 4 weeks ago. I didn't, with a degree of trepidation, didn't know how the valley would connect to this, this distant foreign territory. But our valley, Papa Tame's valley, spoke to their valley. And it did so in Busan again a day and a half ago. Mm-hmm. So, and being able to bring it across the ditch, our valley, to over here in Australia is very much the most important cup of tea that we can have. It's that next cup of tea after the film ends, is can we talk about it?
Yeah.
We've gone through it.
I'm ready to talk
to the valley. Let's talk, because we're ready too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something that was something that I really appreciated with maybe stories that people aren't familiar with, because it does have a global appeal, and I'm very excited to see the global sort of reaction, is deciding how much to tell in order to educate so people can feel what they need to feel, but not overloading it with information. Was that a hard sort of balance to be able to, because I think 10 out of 10, like I really think it was done very well.
You have a lot of aspirations and there's a lot of algorithms that go into it, but really you have to put that aside and make a much bigger decision. That is, how do we authentically represent the community here? How do we come into the valley in a way that allows the valley to impose itself and actually recalibrate the film? So it's less about what's in my head and more about what's in the valley and how do we bring it to full life. We knew that we didn't want to spend too much time in Wellington. We want to spend time with generations inside the valley. And whether it's children on the bus getting ready to go to school, whether it's Tame hanging a painting on his best friend's wall because he wants it to get better and look at art for the day, not just stare out the window, or whether it's about the local cop driving all the tribal elders over to the house clinic. These are, this is the pulse and the sinew and the relationships inside the valley. And to experience that side of the valley is something that was really exciting to bring to screen life.
Yeah, and those particular character of Taffy, and it's actually real for our village. And we do have police based in Taneatu, and even now we still have people that come from the village and have been a police for many years, and they got shifted out there because of too close relationship with their valleys down the road. And so they all have those within the system itself. They have those experiences of being marginalised and put in a little wee corner. That kind of experience and situation. So that character is quite real in our village, in every village in the Māori community.
A central theme in MURU is serve or protect, right? And, there's a lot of talk about the protagonist, Cliff Curtis. Kisses all around, by the way. Everyone gets kisses. So with Taffy's character, but a lot of the characters are experiencing what do I do, especially if we talk about the STG, for example.
Yes.
And it's about, are you for your own people? When it's time to show up, when it's time to pull up,
Kia
I do that.
That's right. That's exactly.
We're here today.
Yes.
We're here today and always, I tell you. But personally, I was born in Australia and I'm Tongan. Even though I'm not Maori, there's something about seeing the way that you portrayed it on film, being of the people, but sometimes against the people. It hit me. It hit me on levels that maybe my ancestors can express to me.
Kia ora. Kia ora. No, that was, you're trying to create the biggest mountain for yourself to climb, and there were so many cheap shots and easy streets and easy roads and easy decisions that we avoided. We wanted the biggest challenge every time. And that was a really important undertaking. And because of our relationships with each other, that's the way that we decided to take this, to bring those things to life. Realities for us, in terms of the way communities are constituted, but also that level of power and authority that assumes that they know best and they want to disempower you. This was very much a way to demask, for everyone to reach a point of clarity where they can see each other for the first time. And especially for Aotearoa, where we can see and understand Papa Tame for the first time beyond the headlines. And see what's really going on in the relationships that are real and bring them to screen life as well. It was exciting. It's exciting having the opportunity to share it too.
Yeah, and it's also too really good too that the response from the people right across the board that actually view the MURU and their response to it, and I hear it on the streets every time when I'm on the street, everywhere in Aotearoa, New Zealand, from Invoke to Dunedin to Christchurch, and even here today, somebody yell out, so the people are talking about the movie, I met some dear old Pākehā lady walking across the street in Whakatane, and they spotted me, and they spotted me. They looked at me. I knew they were looking. Then I was looking at them, and they said, "We've seen the film." And so as they're talking, they're walking towards me, and they started having a tangi, So I had to go somebody strange person and give him a hug about it, all of that. So I experienced that in the last, ever since the movie had been shown here shown over in Aotearoa since September the 1st, and I'm still getting it, and on Instagram, on Facebook, and so there's a big call out from our whānau and people from Aotearoa here in Australia. Bring it over to us. Bring it out to the out west, and so at the moment we here in Brisbane, Melbourne, and then on Sydney on Saturday.
Well, I hope you continue to get the love, Tame. Like, you deserve all of the love. Yeah. And even while you're talking, you're mentioning tangi. Like, even in the film, there were words that were very similar in the Tongan language. So it just hit me in ways that I wasn't expecting. Like, even guli, I even heard as well. And I think even around the Pacifica, talking about the moana. And, even just a point on that, the central sort of theme of the moana as a healing, coming to the water. It was very beautiful, and I really loved the way it was centralized, but it was done so naturally. And again, everyone can feel it, but if it's going to hit you, it's going to hit you differently. And something that I also appreciated as well was, again, it was very effortless. It was without even trying, but the youth were at the crossfire in this film. If you talk about the kids on the bus, as well as the young character Rusty that we see as well. And I love that you're centralizing so much that's important that we need to talk about.
Yes. Kia ora.
Kia ora. Thank you for that. I've been there. I've been that Rusty. Papa, you've been that Rusty.
Yeah.
We could still be rusty so easily, and that's one of the essential parts of the film is that line of everyone needs help and support.
Yeah.
You know, you put the handcuffs away, Taffy, you know, let the Valley embrace our children and let us sort that out, because we don't need people in blue who think they know better to just start kicking down doors and teach us, you know, that's not it. So allowing these spaces, these important spaces inside the community for these new generations to be revealed and to be seen and to be understood was a big commitment that we made to each other as well.
Yeah, I think that the attitude of the police have changed quite dramatically. Yeah, and in fact, during at the beginning of the COVID, the lockdown in Aotearoa, in fact, the police college in Urewera called me. We end up having a conversation, and they run me. They voted, and they say, "Oh, we would like to talk to you, Tame," and blah 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 blah. And so, yeah, okay, I'm keen to have a conversation. How not to be an asshole, you know, and they talk about they were open about it. Yeah. And in fact, I have in the last 2 years, I already been down to the police and on Zoom with them, but I also been down to the college twice. And now I received a call from the deputy police commissioner who called me personally. And
after he watched the film.
Yeah, after he watched the film. Yeah, we watched the film. He called me and said, I love the film, you know, and he
identified himself as being Taffy.
Taffy.
I see.
Yeah, he felt like
this is the deputy police commissioner.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I personally would love to have a korero or a talanoa with you till the sun goes down. But thank you so much. Malo Alpito, my partner's Kenyan, so asante sana. Thank you so much for your time. And I'm glad that we're having a dialogue about Aotearoa. And it's as great as it is, there's still a lot of work to be done. And MURU is definitely a great way to continue that.
Kia ora.
Malo.